Firstly, a huge shout out to my subscriber of the Digi family, Jams Abdullah, for actually recommending me this film. With that, let's get back to our review. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now and remember to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm. And as we all know by now, the year 2024 had been a landmark year for the Malayalam film industry. So much so that I actually have to still go back and watch some of the films that I had missed out on. And PALLOTTY 90's Kids is one such film. Now, as the title would have it, it is a 90s story because, it has it in the title that it is 90s Kids. Now, coming to the story and screenplay, PALLOTTY 90s Kids, in the story, you are introduced to the two characters of Kanan and Unni, who are shown to be the best of friends. Now, the interesting aspect is that both of them, belong to different stratas of the society. Kanan his family is not doing well financially, whereas Unni is doing little better than Kanan in terms of the finances of the family that are there. But luckily for them, both of them are in that age group wherein the whole world that they see is in the binary frame. They look at it from the good and bad perspective and they don't go necessarily into the nuances of life, which invariably makes their life very simple. And that is what the essence of PALLOTTY 90's Kids is. It is a story of friendship between two individuals who are going to school. Now, very early on in the film, you are introduced to one of the characters who's seen, purchasing a Harley Davidson bike similar to what Undertaker used to, ride in the WWE setup that was there. And it's not very hard to connect the dots once the flashbacks set in, once the flashbacks are showcased, wherein you are transported to the era of the 90's. Now, 90's is one of the unique eras, and I'm not saying it because I myself am a 90's kid, but it is one of the unique eras that formed like a bridge between the satellite boom and the social media boom that was there. This is that in between generation like mine who has experienced the best of both the worlds and probably the last generation to do that. We were probably the last generation to witness the satellite boom and the first generation to witness the social media boom, so to say. So that is the kind of bridge that 90's kids relate to. And in the 90's back then the life was very simple. Even if I have to throw back to my times from school, it was bittersweet, so to say. Most of our times we didn't have cell phones. We were restricted to playing some little games on our devices, so to say devices, you can say, wherein you would be that spiral balls, when you have to rotate with your hands, to get it to the center, or randomly pluck mangoes that are there. Such environment is also created in the film, PALLOTTY 90's Kids that is there. But one of the most interesting facets of the film remains that the drama is relatable. And also one of the features is the writing with respect to the characterization, which is interesting. Now, when you are introduced to the character of Kanan, one of the two protagonists, you see that he might seem like a simplistic school-going boy, but there is more to him. Firstly, he's a fatherless boy living in a very humbled abode, so to say, with his family comprising of his mother and grandmother. They aren't doing too well financially, is what you see, which is why you see the unsuccessful attempts of him having to ask for a change in the school uniform that is there, which his mother says that it's anyway going to get dirty, or something like he doesn't have breakfast while he goes to school because simply the family cannot afford it. He also restricts his diet to flat rice, so to say, which he, in front of his friend Unni, says it's good for health and it boosts his health that is there, but it's not true. He doesn't buy into the concept himself when he's alone with his mother. However, the side of Kanan that is there is that he's very smart. He can assemble a vacuum cleaner out of waste products, so to say. And but again, there's an inferiority complex that rules him, that doesn't make him, stand amongst the crowd and present his case to the rest of the people in front of him. Unni's case is a little different. He's doing a little better financially, courtesy his parents that are there. Firstly, he's not fatherless. He has a father and a mother who live together, and his mother is also expecting. But I think he's content being best friends with Kanan, and despite the differences in their caste, or you can say economic, financial situation, you see them, gelling and, accompanying Kanan on walks to the school that is there, or also being a silent support as always to Kanan. Even, when, things, get heated up between another topper kind of a character that is there, who's kind of naive with his theories, but it makes for a fun watch. So these are the kind of environment that, you see the characters, developed in, and it makes for a very heartwarming and heartfelt kind of a watch. Something like, there is also, a sequence in which, Kanan actually has to question whether, Unni would die, when he swallowed his chewing gum, so to say. Moments like these, make for very heartfelt kind of a narrative, so to say. Now, the drama that is there, the dynamics that is there, is not restricted only to children. There are characters from other, demographics that actually formulate and form the fabric of the film. Now, one of them, in a scene, you see an elderly character who recalls her times with Kanan's, grandmother in school, and asks him to give her regards to him. In another scene, you also see a middle-aged character, interacting with his friend, saying that, will our friendship ever be as pure as the friendship that we see of Kanan and Unni? And to which he replies that they do not come with a baggage. It says a lot, but it also tells you a story of how complicated life becomes, once you start growing up. Either you lose contact, or you bring in so many elements into simple equations that, affects the bond rather, between the individuals that are there. So it actually made for a very heartwarming kind of a picture that was, drawn. If there was this one gripe that I had, with the film, then it had to be with the final act. The final act for me felt a little abrupt. Ideally, in an ideal world, I would have liked, to see how Kanan and Unni grow up and what are they doing in their respective lives. It's just touched upon here, as opposed to, building up a little drama by delaying the inevitable before, throwing in the kitchen sink for all the emotions to flow through. So I think was a little bit of a flaw, but otherwise, the words of wisdom that was there through characters, imparting the younger duo about fear and friendship, I think that was wonderful. It's a wonderfully written screenplay, barring a little hurried final act that you would witness, at the final mark. And it's hardly a surprise, given that this film has, won the Kerala State Award for Best Children's Film. It absolutely deserves it, given the screenplay that is there. Now, coming to the technical aspects, the dialogues, the music, and the direction, I felt the dialogues are simplistic, and that is the, the relatability factor that is there to keep the story grounded and to keep you invested with the characters and the emotions that are brimming beneath the surface, so to say. Likewise, the music and the BGM also, tend to make a mark, and they definitely gently tug the strings of your heart, and they make for a wonderful watch. Even the cinematography, is constantly following the characters. So the frames that are there will make you invest in the characters that much more, emotionally speaking, and it makes for a wonderful watch. As far as even the cinematography is concerned, there's a little bit of a mythological angle to it also, which is nicely integrated in the drama. I think the editing also was good, barring the final act, which felt a little abrupt for me. The emotions in the final act did not really land the way it ought to have. But I mean, that's a little bit of a blip. Otherwise, it's a wonderful film that is there. Director Jithin Raj, I think he did a wonderful job here. I think it's his debut film, and he did a pretty solid job here with the characterization that almost with characters that felt an extension of his childhood, so to say. And the the authenticity or the aesthetics that was created with the drama, with the surroundings. I think he made for a wonderful watch. The direction was pretty solid here. The performances here are also pretty solid. Saiju Kurup, Arjun Ashokan, and Balu Varghese, all of them managed to do a sincere job and do a wonderful job. Some of the other characters also managed to impress, but the film belongs to those two kids that are there, which is Da Vinci and Neeraj. Both of them are solid. They feed off energies of each other, and they do a wonderful job. Especially the emotions that was there in that little bit of that final act. It just spoke so much about the kind of bond that they share. It will easily make you tear up, and that for me was the essence of Pallottty 90s Kids. That is there, a film that I have really enjoyed. It's a wonderful trip down memory lane filled with nostalgia, and may not be a perfect film for me, but it still makes for a wonderful watch. So thank you so much for the recommendation that is there. I finally got into it, and I think it's definitely worth your time. It's streaming on Manorama Max. So if you watch the film, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you make of it? I would love to hear from you. Also, if you've liked the video, smash that like button. Remember to like and comment. It just fuels the YouTube algorithm. What more you can do is share this video with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this Digi family together. My detailed review of Pallottty 90s Kids is available on my site, Popcorn Reviews with the double S, the link of which is in the description box below. I also do not end up making a video on everything that I've watched, but I do write a lot. All information is also present on my social media platforms. All details are in the description box below. So do manage to follow me there as well on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. All details in the description box below. I'll see you again tomorrow with another, Malayalam film that is there that I missed out watching out in the theaters. It's coming on Hotstar. If you know the film, comment and let me know what the name is. Otherwise, you can tune in tomorrow to the channel. Until then, thank you so much for your love and support, and cheers to 3K mark that we reached last week. So that was kind of special. That is there. Now the next target will only be growing from here. So till then, thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers and stay safe, everybody.